I knew, most likely everyone in here knew, that advantage in numbers didn't apply to someone like him. A single tear rolled down Tessia's cheek as her face contorted with emotion. Then she uttered a single word that left me more overwhelmed than the man sitting on top of the mountain of corpses. Hot?
Yeah. Anyway, before leaving Lycathan, Arthur was in the lower ranks of the yellow stage, which is already crazy impressive for a kid. And now we start hearing about a war that's coming, and he would have to fight abominations that were strong enough to easily defeat a lance. Now this abomination Uto, or retainer, is not even the strongest in his army, so I guess the question is, how effective was Arthur's training and what did he learn in the land of the gods in order to protect Lycathan? Now it's important to know who Arthur is as a fighter. He's a melee focused character that uses other spells to either enhance that or create openings. Now this is primarily due to his experience as King Grey, so it's his more preferred style. In his past life, most of the fights were one-on-one fights, and that's how most of the training was too. But with the gods and Ephiotus, he had to learn, unlearn, and relearn a few things. Kordri, Windsom, myre, wren. Each of these Asura helped Arthur in more ways than he could have known the moment he stepped in Ephiotus. Kordri helped improve his combat skill and mana or kin's intent manipulation, and he also trained his body to be able to help him fight for longer periods of time and to broaden his field of vision. After constant training, dying at the hands of Kordri, Arthur leveled up his core from dark yellow to light yellow. Now his lessons with Windsom were more like take-home quizzes more than anything, and he just had to collect some stuff from animals, but they were very mana-sensitive animals, so he had to rely a lot on his training with Sylvia regarding mana rotation. Now with the training he had with Kordri and the Thyestes clan, he was able to create a working prototype for the first part of Mirage Walk, which he called Burst Step. Luckily for him, at the end of that take-home quiz, Windsom saved him and fed him the beast core that was in the leech that had attacked him, so he finally broke into the silver stage. Now with Wren, he learned how to actually behave like he was fighting in a war, like what to do with your opponents, what to do with your allies, and I think of Wren as kind of like a war room simulator because he could replicate war conditions better than any imagination would have. Plus, he received a weapon that would take time to manifest, and it's supposedly one that would best suit his fighting style. Same as when Yusuke received that egg from Koenji Jr. in Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, I think myre may have helped the most considering the type of person Arthur is. He's a fighter, but also a scholar. He prides himself in the knowledge he has and the thought of knowledge he can acquire. myre was introduced for us as well as Arthur as a medium for exposition, because she went into depth about some of the misconceptions we had about mana and also taught us more about how ether worked according to the information held by the Asura. So take it with a grain of salt. She explained how Realm Heart theoretically worked and was able to decipher the genus that Arthur belonged to for ether, Spatium. Another thing she taught him was how to perform what he called mana interpretation. This is basically being able to determine what kind of spell is about to be cast by either understanding or interpreting the mana fluctuations just as they're about to manifest or affect the physical realm, as she put it. Now this ability became a valuable asset to Arthur along with Burst Step, which he was warned not to use again. But with all these godlike teachers and new mana arts, how strong did Arthur become during the war?